I'm diamond. I'm only diamond in your heart? Come on. Oh, the old Payland hand against Mono Red. I gotta stop going on Twitter. I'm gonna blow my brains out. Share with the class? No. Can't, man. You're gonna get me in trouble. I'm gonna start saying shit. Just gonna like gonna get me in trouble. He just serves the good bits though. This isn't a good bit. It's just me calling people dumb. I guess like maybe not dumb, but just like irrational. Cool. What should you get for lunch? Oh, good sandwich. Good sandwich sounds good. Chicken parm or chicken parm would be good. We're dead. What this? Pretty medium to bad. Oh. It's not very good. But neither is mine. Hey there. Hey there. Clear Notes. Thank you for resubscribing, Clear Notes. 6 months in a row. I'm your favorite above average streamer? That's crazy. I appreciate that. My opponent deciding to use this burst lightning to deal an extra point of damage instead of waiting a turn and have it deal 4 points of damage. Ah. They might need all their lands, you never know. Yeah, maybe. Why are you targeting the Heartfire hero? Attack, man. Gotta do 1 point of damage. That attack is crazy. Makes no sense. They're giving me outs. I'm going to do the same thing I did last turn. Till the end of time. Is there any reason? Lightning and that's it. And I probably need to deal with the Heartfire hero anyways. Hello, Swearholes, how are you? Hopefully attack with everything now, that'd be so sick. They're giving me a free Hired Claw. I guess it's not free, it exchanges for a token. We died of Burst Lightning now. Pump it up, pump the jam. I kill you, I have to make them 8/8s. First landing off the top, that'd be sick. The best possible outcome. Kill that mouse, block. You bounce there, block. That was the same. Right. Leave them with a manifold mouse. Get left with. We've drawn some spells. Bang. I wish Arena had chat sometimes. I don't know how my opponent's feeling. You can emote at them? Yeah, but it doesn't do anything. They could also just have emotes off. And that doesn't like give me any like I want to know, I want them to like I love when people engage. I love when they start, you know, and they start fucking nice deck, you're so lucky. That shit's my favorite. I love it. Like my round one limited opponent? Yeah, but they were less salty than I would assume most people would be. Honestly. Like I was just like just complaining a bit. I like when they whine a bit more. Funny. Will I draw a land? Or a removal spell? For both my first draw steps, fear. I think so, right? There's a lot F6 check. Why not give it trample? Really don't know what they would have. They have like the links, I guess. That's about it. I think that makes sense. Maybe some extra lands. Or Against Ruby Storm, both 5-1. 0-2 in the end of the match, he was telling me how lucky he was. His thoughts sees multiple spells in Rakdos Dark Medallion can go as well to 5 both games. Yeah, those ones are my favorite. Like, you know there's a sideboard game, right? Like, the reason to not play Ruby Storm is because you just get fucking bonked in this post-board game sometimes. We were at 3. I think it's this. He was right. Oh, look, I'm just gonna regret. Good luck the rest of the day. Yeah, it's funny. I was talking with some people recently about how, like, sometimes I'm like pretty short with people when it comes to like outside of stream. I'm short with people in stream sometimes for sure, but like outside of stream, I'm just very much like, they ask me a question, I give them an answer. Don't like, you drop Monstrous Rage. Okay, I don't know why we and somebody was like, you can definitely just be nicer to people. I'm like, no, like, you don't get it. Like, people will walk up to me and they will ask me a question and then they'll argue with me about the answer because they just want justification, or they just want to be like justified. They don't actually care about like what, they don't care about putting in the work and like trying to find the objective, or like actually trying to solve their issue or their problem with their deck. They just want to be told that they got unlucky or that like they're doing good, and that's it. And it like, it's funny because it's not every person. Like, a lot of people will come up and they'll have like a meaningful conversation, but so many people. Kind of loud in the club. I had a scowl look on my face. No, that's just my face. I just look like this, you know. I'll validate your feelings if you ask really nicely. This is awkward. They banned a lockdown and a Zur. So they likely have another lockdown or another Zur. Could also have some ride ends. That lost. Is this a Charlie list? I think so. I'm gonna be honest. Not sure. This hand is not very good versus domain. I think it's pretty decent. I think it is okay. Could be a lot worse. These nowhere to runs are not my favorite card to have here, but get lost in one of these. Holy fuck, that's good for me. Another analyze. Okay. Who wins in a fight, Superman or Goku? Goku? I don't know. Superman? Nobody? Everybody loses? Nope. Bang! Is there a Canadian version of Superman? Like Captain Canuck or something? Found out Wolverine is Canadian. Yeah, that's part of the lore. Isn't isn't the what's the school? Isn't it in New York or something? Like the state? Ooh, I think that's lethal. They get an answer to one of these. If they have binding, they get to draw a card, but if it's get lost, they don't get to draw cards. They lose their last card, and then they have to rip exactly Zer at some point. Alright, you have no cards. Last card was Zer. Alright. Right. What's a Canuck? Name for a Canadian. Also true, the hockey team for out. Here's up 7. I'm also gonna keep 7. Hope they don't have beans. Beans. Throw beans. That's not very good. Alright, after exactly Zer. Not a Zer. That's nice. I don't think there's much reason to do anything pre-combat. 0. Would like to hit my land drop. Play this. Play this. Alright, your turn. Oh, you don't want to play anymore? Oh. Circumstance where everything went according to how it was expected, and people are using this to point to other circumstances and saying that people are just cheating all the time. Because even if it's justified that like this guy got DQ'd, obviously they thought he was cheating, or he was doing something wrong enough that he got DQ'd, like he lied or he did something. You don't get DQ'd randomly, right? That is how the system works. You break the rules, you do something wrong, you get disqualified, no prizes, no nothing. Everything's working according to plan. All the other angle shooty shit that people complain about, where they're like, we need to... That was a good draw. Like, we need to do something about this. Everybody's cheating. The game is broken, blah, blah, blah. I just think, like, that's just not true. I think people are really overreacting to a lot of things. I think that there needs to be some more transparency with judges and how they do their rulings, and maybe like an update to like how we like a listing of players that have broken rules, or like being able to track GRVs, or like somebody getting in trouble for doing something like that. Like, let's say they decided he wasn't cheating, he just made an oopsie and had 2 planes in his deck. There needs to be a recording of that, right? I just don't think there's enough like of that. And I think people are like really overreacting. Number assigned to a player. Yeah, I mean, I would like, obviously a DCI thing would be, I didn't want that. Would be cool if they could have that function. I think there's inherent issues with the DCI program also. A lot of it being like somewhat your identity is attached to a number, and now stores can access that. No, I'm not saying that like we shouldn't be cognizant of cheaters. I'm saying I think the social aspect of the way people handle cheating has gone a bit too far. I think if like people want actionable change, then like randomly talking about things on Twitter isn't gonna do enough. But like that was always true, I guess. It's just very annoying to me to like see people say a bunch of things on Twitter and then like nobody actually does anything. Nobody actually like is actionable. Nobody informs anybody. Nobody like tracking these things. Nobody's putting in the work. Like, I don't know, man. Bloodthirsty because of the last weekend drama. Yeah, they're going crazy for it. Can I draw some lands? I just feel like I'm going insane sometimes. I just like read things on Twitter and I'm like, I don't know, this guy's obviously a cheater. He got caught. He got DQ'd. It sucks. Sorry, that happened. I don't think you should get top 4 finals prizing. We can't back up. I don't know where they put those. I was not paying. You're gaining 3 life? Instead of your 4 life? You think the community should impose some physical will on cheaters? What? You asking me if I think that people should assault people for cheating? No, I don't think people should be assaulted for cheating. Talking about because the engagement bait, when people say do better WotC without actually adding WotC, so there's a small chance to see it. Well, adding on WotC doesn't do anything. But I agree with you for the most part. Like adding WotC on Twitter doesn't do anything. Saying like something needs to be done and then not making any actions doesn't do anything. But like that's what I'm describing. Like I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot of that and not a lot of like anybody's trying to actually change anything. It was funny Noah Robin worked as a judge this past week. That was funny. I was very surprised when I saw him there. After everything that happened this weekend. I don't know how that sort of thing works. Like maybe he's been contracted and they have to honor a contract. Maybe they think that he isn't that bad of a person. It's like impossible to know. Giving someone a light DQ in the top 4. I mean, I do think that kid probably should have been DQ'd though. Well, I mean, he was DQ'd. I don't think you randomly DQ a kid for no reason. But they up my price from 1K just because you moved one place. That's kind of sick though. He was relegated to side events. Yeah. I think it should go up prices if someone gets DQ'd. I don't think so. Because then you could argue every person that lost to that guy now should get different prizes. Which is like, maybe you can do that, but that's not... Like, do people who didn't get cheated, who won that... Like, if somebody's in 32nd and all of a sudden I'm in 35th and I have an extra match win, does that person in 32nd go to 33rd, or do they just like we just pay out to we just pay me extra? You ask the local LGS game store. What is this, 6? Okay. Where makes the party boys? My opponent just didn't want to play anymore. There's one place or in top 8 you're not playing, at least take the top 4 prizes or something. I don't think you can do that. It gets really messy a lot of the time. I think it just sucks. Like it's just an unfortunate thing. Like maybe, and I'm speaking like policy wise, I guess if I ran the energy and I just like didn't have to pay out that guy because he got DQ'd, I would probably give that tool shed guy some amount of the prizing. But at the same time, like, you can't write that into policy because it's like really hard to make actionable. That's more of like a local thing, or like if it happens, like you fix it as it happens. I don't know how I'm supposed to sideboard against the sacrifice version. Like a bunch of really shitty creatures. Momentum Breaker seems bad against the sacrifice stack. The organizer of your tournament were very amateurish. Midstream, they just switched the player to the one who lost. Well, the thing was that guy left. Like, he lost his match and left to go get food. And then they did an investigation on that guy and DQ'd him. Instead of him playing his top 4 match. And that guy had, like, gone to dinner or whatever. He had left. Just chilling at the beach. Easiest money of your life. Yeah, I mean, they could definitely do that, but I just don't think that's something you can, like, put in, like, a policy or, like, instruct people to do. Like, hey, if this happens in this weird circumstance, realistically, it's like if the match is concluded and then a guy gets disqualified. Like, that's what happened to Juju Bean, right? When he got heated from the Secret Lair event. The Mirth. Alright, show me your nightmare. Think this card has any legs? No. I think that card's probably unplayable. Nice. Sad. I don't know if it's sad. That card is either in a broken combo deck or it's unplayable. So I'd prefer it be unplayable, I think. You'd probably have to change quite a bit to like make it really good, but I just would never want a card like that to actually be good. Hello, Mark. How are you? Are you casting it 2 of the 3-drop artifacts that make constructs? True. What if? Are you mirthing this? So it's not the new Coco. Why didn't we sacrifice the disturbing mirth? Don't want to manifest? You're free. You too? What are we doing with this mirth? You get one of these every turn. You really thought you had something to be excited about here? You can always be excited about other things too. Nice. I'm at 13. I'll put this on the floor. They have another. In case they disturbing mirth, their manifest next time. Name one thing. Eating's cool. Saving money, not playing Magic. Any enchantment wins me the game? Sounds good. Ship posting, yeah, ship posting. Name 3 women. Hillary Clinton, the Queen, Rhea Ripley. The Queen is not someone's name. What? Yeah. What's her real name then? It's the Queen. The Queen is not loose. That's her name. You know who I'm talking about, though. That's a name. She's also dead. Yeah, so is a lot of women. Nothing wrong with that. What's the queen's name? The queen. I said that. No, I named the queen. What do you mean? Leyline of the Void? What the fuck is that? Am I getting helmed? Leyline of the I don't understand what's wrong. I named 3 women. It sounds like y'all are moving goalposts. Alright, time to stock up. Three cards in your hand. Name of 4th women? No. You only asked me to name 3, so I named 3. All the cards, I'm like, what do I have to hit with the card? Cards are actually good, they're not enough good cards. Is that why you think it's not very good? No. The reason I think it's not very good is because you can just tell that it's capped. Anything you can hit with it for 4 mana is just not going to be better than just casting that card. So, like what are you hitting? Okay. 2 non-creature non-lands. Okay, so you can't put any good creatures into play. You have to put non-land or non-creature spells, so like planeswalkers, enchantments, whatever. It's sorcery speed. What are we doing for 4 mana at sorcery speed that impacts any piece of the game for 3 mana that we couldn't just cast ourselves? And to follow that up, let's say you figure out that the card is really like slots into a deck where you can do all those things. You've like jumped through all these hoops, and somehow there's a deck that has a bunch of 3 costing cards that you can play at sorcery speed that impact the game, that don't just lose you the game if you miss, or don't just lose you the game if you hit them, but they don't matter. Like, so many cards cost 3 or less that like you still just die against mono red. You still just die against domain. Okay, so you have all these like hoops you have to jump through. If you jump through all these hoops and there's this deck and it's doing something insane, then it's probably broken. And that's your 2 options. So either the card is unplayable because you need to do infinite plus to make it good, or it's broken. And if it's broken, it's a very, very rare circumstance. 10 block down Liliana. Both those cards are not playable. If my opponent plays a 10 block down against me for 4 mana, I don't care. If they play a Liliana, if every time my opponent played a 10 block down and a Liliana, I would be very happy. Like, Liliana is just not playable in this format. What card are we talking about? The new 4 mana white Cocoa. What about 2 Simulacrum Synthesizers? Yeah, why don't you just play Simulacrum Synthesizer instead? Like, why are we playing 4 mana to put Simulacrum Synthesizers into play? we can either just play the synthesizer or play a better card. Like, why do all these things? What is the goal? If it's like just to have fun or just to do something that seems powerful but is loose, then like, yeah, you can do that, but that doesn't make the card good, right? That's what I'm getting at. I'm supposed to play this first. Yep, this nightmare. It sucks for like any format. The power level just goes up every time you jump a format. It does seem logical in that repurposing Bay deck. Yeah, the issue with that is like it doesn't solve any issues, or it doesn't like make your deck go faster. It's just like a card that might fit into the deck sometimes. Realistically, like you need, like this goes back to the point I made where like it has to slot in very specifically. So like either it fits in a very specific spot and you're jumping through all these hoops, or it's unplayable. What do they make of it? Gets 9 lives and Solemn Limity. Yeah, if that's a thing that you can do in Modern and that's good. Fog off, I guess. Why is there a ley line on the battlefield? I don't know. They played it game 1 and they turned 0, revealed it. I don't know why it's in their deck. Maybe they've just played against a lot of Omni. Their white-black pile. Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. Thanks for crushing your dreams. Yeah, no problem. It's really easy to crush your dreams. You think that card is good? Alright. Maybe it's broken. What do I know? Would literal Coco be good as a sorcery? It's unlikely. Literal Coco isn't even really good now, but that one context matters a bit more. Like what exactly you're grabbing with the creatures. But it being an instant is like what matters a lot. Sorcery speed, put 2 creatures into play is not very powerful. A planeswalker is usually much better. New Knock Coco would be pretty good if it was instant speed. I don't know if it would be pretty good, but it would probably be playable. But like that's one of the reasons why it's not good. Is because there's a bunch of small things that add up that make it so it's like you're just capped in what it can do. Like every time you see a card and it's a sorcery speed, or it says like only creature, there's like a very specific reason for that. It was designed to like not have a lot of range in what it can do, because if it does have a lot of range, it might be too good, or it might be broken somehow. This is one of those cards that like could be that, right? Coco also in that Coco format was like a lot of people wanted it banned. This card is like worse than Coco, and the power level of standard is like a lot higher. Art showing all the creatures, yeah. You should. It's not like people think the card's bad. The card is bad. It's like don't register that card. It's not good. They made a white Kogo. But what did they change about that last minute? I mean, you can assume they made changes about it last minute, but like you can kind of assume that a lot of the reasons why it's not an instant, or it says non-creature, is like very specific. Two Hopeless Nightmares busted. Two Fable the Mirror Breakers. Yeah, but I can't grab Annex. So like, really, what are we doing here? I guess this is a good stock up turn. If it could hit lands as a failure rate. Oh, if it was like 4 mana, you could put 2 lands into play sometimes. It would be, yeah, I mean, like, obviously it'd be a lot better. You could put lands into play with it. Then it's a different card, right? Monument to Endurance closer to playable. It might make it closer to playable, but you're still like. I feel like asking so many questions, you know? Like, you gotta do so much work. You're leaning towards playable if it was an instant. Yeah, it's a much better magic card if it's an instant. That's like a huge change. You understand how big of a change that is, right? Like, do we as a collective magic players understand that instants in general are like a lot more powerful than sorceries? You can't catch Ramos plus Black Overlord, right? But if it's an instant, then it gets hit by Dispel. Is Dispel legal in Standard right now? Which spell? Inbound? Be more powerful effects in an instant. Why we said it's better as an instant because it's designed to be more powerful. I don't think it's designed to be more powerful. I don't think that's true. If it was designed to be more powerful, it'd be closer to broken than not. I can't read what the card does because it's upside down now. We're working really hard for this. You have split up in your deck? What if it looked at 8 cards? It would be better. What if it looked at your entire library? Just a little peek? Maybe if it drew a card. Okay, chat. Let's do a little brain exercise. Let's say you have this card. You can change a few things about it to make it good, okay? And when you do that, when you figure out what the card would have to be for you to think for it to be good, I want you to think the gap between what that is and what it is now. And see like where kind of where you end up, like color shift to red white Thalia. Why would it have to only grab 6 lands? Why can't it or why 6 cards? Like, why does 6 cards matter? Why does the 7th one matter? Why is that the thing that breaks it? 6 or 7, but it can grab lands. If you get the draw card for each fail to find situation. Is it fail to find? You have to prove that it's fail to find, or you just get to grab 2 or draw a card? You're significantly more likely to hit with lands. Why not just make it like 4 then? Why 6 instead of 7? Which was good, so you're saying 6.
He can't keep getting away with it.
Take it nice and slow. Just enough time to know the 7 is booty cheek. Temporary lock. Can't run a Mori. Can't run a Mori. Mori. Here. Go here. One, two, three, four. Sunfall's annoying. I'm gonna enchant. I'm enchanting. Alright, we might be losing now. I thought we were pretty far ahead, and then Sunfall into Jace is not ideal. Is zeroed? Minus 38 cards in my life. What is demons? Oh, whether you're talking about something. I stopped paying attention. Go up invoking they despair. Kind of fucked here. Thinking about just giving it up. Giving up. Would having garlic win me this game? No. No. Maybe some hopeless nightmares. Enjoy hopeless nightmare. Yay! Six cards? Oh no, rides out. Even zero mana white cocoa right now. That'd be pretty good. Zero mana white cocoa would be pretty good. That otter did get pretty thick. Not thick enough, unfortunately. Pizza, my balls. This is an arena stream now? Yeah, we're arena gamers. My draw stuff. I think I have a swamp. Town is not big enough. second planes. Do you have any thoughts on the energy DQ? Yeah, seems like it. No, that guy was cheating. Guy from Utrecht? Oh, the guy from the energy. Who's from Utrecht? That's a 2 planes person, yeah. Utrecht winner made some GRVs on camera. Oh. Yeah, whatever. That happened. He rode the DQ from the RCQ? Which RCQ? Why is Reddit always upset? I think upset is the easiest human emotion. It has a lot of people on it. Mario fanfiction? Cards considered 1 to 2 times. Farming cards off considered is funny. That one's like, you don't even want to do that. They get lost is a fear vice. we'll play this. We'll play this. Top card's a hope. No, not another get lost. Okay. Keep that there. This. Yeah. Garden Overlord. Horned Turtle. No. These are my balls. I want to kill this chase. Turn Planeswalkers. Yeah. We can beat those pretty easily, I think. No. We're attacking. Ooh, getting frisky with it. Okay. Overlord. I think I have the rest of my graveyard still. Yeah, Judgment. Commit to the board a bit more. You think you can move the screen a bit so we can see if you want to game this match? How's that? Okay, you're at 18. I play this. Damage here. Here. Okay. You already have grinding? Any grinders in chat? Only one black sword? Give me a second black sword. That's very nice of them. For one turn, but good enough for me. I might be able to kill them here. Here it goes. You don't want to play anymore? Oh. Clicking a bunch of buttons. Absolutely clicking buttons. combat. Bang bang. Yeah, I'm fine with that. If they kill this Kaido, I want to have another one, I guess. Beatable. And sucks. I need like an enchantment. Where are my prowlers? That's a different map. Am I gonna play Explorer too? I probably should. I've been seeing people have been liking Explorer. It looks a bit odd to me, but I don't know. People like it. All right. I'm just gonna try and protect Kaido, I think. Mostly functional Pioneer now? Yeah, that's what I've heard. That it's mostly just Pioneer now. Which is fine, right? I'm okay with that. Bang bang. Bang bang. Land now. Pick up on possible I'm just supposed to tick up. So they can't attack this here. And I can just attack through this also next turn. That's bad for me. Yeah. It's basically so I might be able to like, kill them next turn. Alright. Well, we punted a few turns ago, but might have out still. How does my opponent have 9 minutes more than me? Short of land. Unfortunate, really. I guess they're supposed to let this get eaten. Or the same thing, it doesn't matter. Taking 2 stock ops of your stock op? No, it was playing into a temp lockdown instead of ticking up with the Kaido that one turn.